my place, and I am welcome.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday, and it is wonderful to be here with you this morning, November the 1st, where we have Sheila Maye, licensed Unity teacher, speaking for us, and she'll be, excuse me, exploring All Saints Day, how we can celebrate All Saints Day together, acknowledging those before us that set sort of that path that inspired us to follow this spiritual path. And Sheila Maye has been with Unity York Regional for over a year, maybe almost 2 years, speaking for us every so often. She's been with Unity for over 30 years. And she's been a licensed Unity teacher since 2013. Her background is eclectic, but Unity has been her main spiritual home. And this is what we enjoy about her and what she brings to our service every time she speaks. So I look forward to hearing what your thoughts are and how we can all celebrate Saints Day All Saints Day in our lives. And we are going to begin with music like we always do. So right where I belong, right where we belong is right here, right now.
This glorious morning, why ask for anything more? I follow where my heart leads, walk through this open door. I've always been a seeker, felt I was alone. Now in this room full of smiling faces, I know I found my home. This is where joy is, this is where love is, this is a place where I am strong. This is where eyes meet, where kindred hearts beat. I am right where I belong. Whoa. Place I'm accepted, I'm welcome just as I am. I'm ready to be inspired, to reach out a helping hand. This is a new beginning, I trust in the mystery. Now that my heart is open, there's no place I'd rather be. This is where joy lives, this is where love is, this is a place where I am strong. This is where eyes meet, where kindred hearts beat. I am right where I belong. This is where joy lives, this is where love is, this is a place where I am strong. This is where eyes meet, where kindred hearts beat. I am right where I belong. Whoa, whoa. I am right where I belong. Whoa, whoa. I am right where I belong.
And if we can get comfortable in our seats as I begin our invocation, I invite you to place your hands on your lap, your feet firmly on the floor, as we begin the process of letting go and becoming centered in this present moment. And we do that by taking a nice deep breath in. And then we slowly release the breath, feeling our bodies relax and getting heavier in our seats. I'm going to take another deep breath in. And we're going to let go of the breath, and with the breath, we release all thought, all feelings, all emotions, everything we were doing up until this very moment, allowing ourselves to just be immersed in peace, presence, and grounding ourselves in the truth that there is one spirit that knows no big or small. It is all powerful, expressing in the beauty of the seasons, in the universe where the sun shines daily. All is in harmony and in balance. Spirit shines forth as love, kindness, generosity, and wisdom. Spirit is always present. We are all one with this all-powerful spirit that knows no big or small, but easily expresses in us all. The spirit guides each of us to reach out to each other through unsettling times, and our spiritual community provides love, support, and wisdom as we pull together in creative ways. Each person contributing their own unique energy that strengthens our experience of oneness as we strive to always follow divine guidance. We are thankful for our spiritual community for providing a safe and sacred space to heal, grow, and discover the divinity within us, awaiting expression. And so it is. Amen. Unity York Region has a vision that is shared by Unity Worldwide Ministries, and that vision is, if we can recite it together, a world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening. Our mission for Unity York Region is, and this is a mission that we collaborated as a community together, and if we can recite that, please, together, because there is power in numbers. We are a vibrant, thriving, spiritual community serving the world by embodying unity principles of higher consciousness. And we are really called to do that now more than ever. And the affirmation that ties the vision and the mission together is, God is, I am, we are together transforming the world. Now, Unity is an inclusive community, and we bless and embrace people of every lifestyle, race, culture, and creed. And one of the prayer projects for our community is praying with Unity Centers across Canada. So for the month of November, the entire Canadian Unity movement affirms prosperity, peace, and harmony in these Unity Centers. And actually this month there's only one, and it's the Unity Church of Agape in Scarborough, Ontario. So yes, to peace, prosperity, and harmony for Unity Church of Agape. Amen. And now we will have the daily word reading by Caroline. So I'm going to unmute you.
Yes, good morning. Today's daily word is inspired from Psalms 139, 9-10. Steadfast. I am a steadfast spiritual seeker. No matter where I may be on my path, sometimes my spiritual life feels easy and sometimes it feels hard. There are times I enjoy new insights, blissful clarity, and peace. Other times I may struggle, feeling stuck and directionless or even lonely on my walk with God. At times like these, I renew my commitment to my spiritual path. Although my attention may have wandered, The divine presence within me has always remained steadfast, as near as my next thought. Wherever I am in space, time, or consciousness, I discover the love, strength, and wisdom of God expressing through me. And the affirmation, if you'd like to say it with me, is, I am a steadfast spiritual seeker.
Okay. And Unity York Region, thank you, Carolyn. Unity York Region has a prayer program that is alive and well, and we appreciate the opportunity to be able to pray for and with you. That's myself and our 2 other prayer chaplains. So please feel free to reach out if you have a prayer need for yourself or for someone else. You can email us at the email on the screen. Also on our Monday e-blast, there's a link that'll take you to our prayer request page on our website. You can also call the number on the screen and leave a message, and one of us would either be happy to call you back to pray with you, or we can simply receive your request, pray on it for you, and then send it down to Silent Unity, where our prayer ministry, where it'll be prayed on 24/7 for the next 30 days. You can call Silent Unity directly as well if you have a more urgent need to pray with someone. Someone's always there to answer 24/7. Call the number on the screen, 1-800-NOW-PRAY, and someone will be there with you, like I said, to pray with you. Also, you can go online, Google Silent Unity prayer request, and you can submit your prayer request online as well. And next we have This Thing Called Life by Faith Rivera.
Today is the day I will change my luck. I will find 3 pennies and they'll be heads up. I will walk like a queen in my tennies and jeans, 'cause I know where I come from. From the stars and the sun, from that magical one, I am part of this thing called life. Yeah, from the known to unseen, everything in between, I am part of this thing called life. I am one with this thing called life. Yeah, today is the day I'll remember to see only good, only God happening through you and me. I will not forget all the treasures due me, 'cause I know where I come from. From the stars and the sun, from that magical one, I am part of this thing called life. Yeah, from the known to unseen, everything in between, I am part of this thing called life. I am one with this thing called life. Yeah, today is the day I'll be more of myself, love my skin, where I've been, and everyone else. No more push, no more pull, simply flow as I go, 'cause I know where I come from. From the stars and the sun, from that magical one, I am part of this thing called life. Yeah, from the known to unseen, everything in between, I am part of this thing called life. Yeah, from the stars and the sun, from the magical one, I am part of this thing called life. Yeah, from the known to unseen, everything in between, I am part of this thing called life. I am one with this thing called life. I am loved by this thing called life.
Yeah, I love that song. So now we have our announcements and upcoming events. This Thursday, November the 5th, we continue our empowering study of Renee Brené Brown's book, Daring Greatly. We are on to chapter 6, a couple more weeks and we finish up our book, and we finish up our study of the book. And this week in chapter 6, we are reading Disruptive Engagement, Daring to Dehumanize Education and Work. So this chapter mainly deals with bringing concepts into the workplace and organizations, like all the concepts that she's been speaking to throughout the book, and how we can step into leadership roles to help others to dare greatly. So that's ourselves within our families. It doesn't necessarily have to be work. It could be any organization or group or community that you're a part of. So I look forward to seeing you there. You don't need, again, to have the book to join us. The discussion excerpts from the book are provided, and the discussions are really relevant to all of us. So I look forward to seeing you there. Next week, for our Sunday service, we have Wendy Carr, licensed Unity teacher, Wendy Carr, and the service will be, it's a special Remembrance Day service, and it addresses how Unity, we believe in peace, and how we can reconcile this with acts of war, terrorism, and counterterrorism. And she's going to do this sharing stories and writings by co-founder Charles Fillmore during and between the world wars. This is Wendy's specialty, is sharing a lot of stories and information from the archives. So I really look forward to that, and I look forward to seeing you there as well. So tune in. Our next book study, which will begin on November the 19th, is Advent and the Four Agreements. So Debbie Long, our instructor, will be aligning the 4 agreements weekly. So one agreement, so it's a 4-week study, one agreement weekly with the Advent theme. So the first one will be on the 19th, and I believe it's Hope and Faith. And so we look forward to you. Again, you don't need to have the book. Just join us and be a part of the conversation and the discussion. More information on that to come. Look out for it in our emails. You can subscribe to the emails. It's in the captions of this video, or just go to our website and subscribe from there. Next, we have a song by Daniel Nahmod, Inside to Find My God, and Sheila Maye will be taking it from there.
I will leave this world as it is, go inside to find my God. I will leave this world as it is, go inside to find my God. I will leave this world as it is, go inside to find my God. I will leave this world as it is, go inside to find my God. Inside there is peace, inside there is joy, inside there is more than enough. Inside there is peace, inside there is joy, inside there is sacred love. I will leave this day, I will leave this day as it is, go inside to find my God. I will leave this day as it is, go inside to find my God. Inside there is peace, inside there is joy,
Inside there is more than enough. Inside there is peace. Inside there is joy. Inside there is sacred love. I will leave this life as it is. Go inside to find my God. I will leave this life as it is. Go inside to find my God. Go inside to find my God. I'll go inside to find my God.
And that is an absolutely perfect way to start the day. Going inside to find my God. Yes, my name is Sheila May, and it's All Saints Day today. Like, wow, this is our opportunity. This is the day in the year that is set aside in some Christian calendars to commemorate the lives of those who have modeled and encouraged living a virtuous and spiritual life. The other day is after Easter at the end of Pentecost. But here now is All Saints Day. And rather than jump into All Saints Day, I'd like to set a little bit of context. So Unity's theme for the Unity Worldwide Ministries theme for 2020 is seeing through a spiritual lens. And right now we're looking at the Halloween season through a spiritual lens. And like a river, we are flowing forth from creative source energy in interconnectedness. And the theme for November is interconnectedness. So nothing has any meaning but the meaning that we give it, from A Course in Miracles. So my invitation to you is to give it a meaning that works for you. Consider everything that I say as a buffet that you pick and choose what works for you. Take pieces and run in a different direction with them, or take them on a tangent, whatever brings meaning for you. Full disclosure, my mission is to reclaim the sacredness of this Thanksgiving Halloween season. And that really is all about integration in the wholeness, symbolized by the yin yang of integrating wholeness in all its different forms and all its different layers and all its different meanings in life. I love looking at the three great mysteries of life summed up in a tombstone under the name. There's the birth date, there's the death date, and there's the dash, or our mission and purpose, that we live in between those two things, between our birth and between our arrival on the planet in three-dimensional form and our exit from physical form. And living it so that we can rest in peace. So what does it mean to live a great life? And not coincidentally, there's 3 40-day holy day seasons in the year. 40 being that spiritual, metaphysical meaning, as long as it takes. Spiritual processes aren't defined in a linear fashion. They take their own way and their own time, and it takes as long as it takes. So 40 days of Christmas through Advent, going from Advent to the 3 days of Christmas, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and Boxing Day. And then we have an integration period afterwards of Epiphany. So that's the birth of new light and birth of all things. Then we have the 40 days of Lent, going from Ash Wednesday all the way through to Good Friday, Easter Sunday, and it used to be Easter Monday. And with an integration time afterwards of Pentecost. And then death. that's the time that we're right in the midst of the grand finale of right now for this year. And that goes from equinox through harvest and Thanksgiving in Canada, all the way through to All Saints Day or Halloween last night. So Halloween last night, that's Holy Eve. That's the literal translation of Hallowed Eve. And it's honoring death as the opposition or opposite of birth and a part of eternal life. And it's really that invitation to let go and, watching how fall lets go, with the leaves letting go, with gardens letting go, with the harvest being complete. At one time, Halloween or Samhain was the new year. So it was the end of the old year, the end of the final harvest, and the beginning of the rest going into the new year. So it was the beginning of the new year. And when you think about it, a lot of our challenges today, hoarding is the inability to let go. And how many of us are finding ourselves buried in stuff? Or the fear of death. Our society tends to be so not embracing of the whole death process. It's something to be fixed. It's something to be mitigated. It's, yes, the fear of scarcity or lack. And Halloween is that sacred letting go, is honoring closure, is putting things to rest that it's time to put to rest. It really is honoring death. It's also facing our fears, facing what haunts us. So, just ask yourself, what's been haunting me? Where am I a zombie going through life without the zest or enthusiasm for life? Do I have things within me or surrounding me that are sucking the life out of me, like a vampire? Are there mummies that haunt me? Those are those old wounds that we bandage up so carefully and define us, that need reconciliation or need to be healed. Or is it a ghost of appetite that in one form or another, addiction that just is voracious? Or is it the ghost of a dream that has been abandoned, or the ghost of something that needs to be tended? Buried feelings don't die, and they'll come back to haunt us if we're not careful. Some of us have skeletons in the closet in one form or another, or bare bones issues that just need to be dealt with and put to rest. So really, Halloween is all about Sawubona, I see the Christ in you, that doing our shadow work to integrate back to healing and wholeness. It's really, look, the jack-o'-lantern kind of sums it up perfectly. It's taking our hard-headed blindness and digging out the guck and the muck in the middle, sorting out the seeds to grow future gardens, and carving out our personal unique expression, creative expression, so that we can let our light shine out into the world as who we are. So that brings us to All Saints Day, November 1st. And where did All Saints Day come from? Well, originally it was the Christian holiday that was plopped on top of a pagan holiday because the church knew that revolt was inevitable if you try to take away people's holiday, and they needed a Christian holiday to celebrate at the same time so that they could give a holiday while taking away a holiday. And, putting a whole pile of fear and evil and just changing the meaning of Samhain and the joyous holiday that it was, and replacing it with All Saints Day. And as much as there's a lot of things that the Catholic Church in their history has done that I have a real problem with, one of the things I admire them for is honoring the saints. And originally that was commemorating souls that set a good example, which I think is an absolutely brilliant idea and worth, following up on and embodying. And really, All Saints Day is about acknowledging all those helping hands that are there to show us the way, to light the path before us and give us a helping hand on our spiritual journey. So who are the saints? Well, there's the Catholic saints, and they have, hundreds and thousands of canonized saints. And these are people that, 5 years after the death, so, after their passing has given a chance to, get through the grief and look objectively at the person's life, and to go through their life or investigate their life and acknowledge that, yes, they lived a virtuous, holy life that called people forth to live spiritual lives. And then after their passing, having a miracle associated with them in response to a prayer of request. So an intercessory prayer. So that's the Catholic Church saints. But who else can we celebrate as saints? Well, saints are anybody that's, that we see as living virtuous, holy lives and setting a good example for us. And that may be the avatars, that may be, the ascended masters. It's whoever you personally see in that light, or who you frame as someone worthy of following and worthy of listening to. It can even be, like the mystics, like the Fillmores or Bruno Groening, who taught and modeled a spiritual life. Saint Vinny. There was this wonderful story of a priest who had to do a funeral for a local mobster who had been shot and killed. And his brother came in to see him and was absolutely grief-stricken at the loss of his brother, and told the priest, I just love my brother so much, and I will make a large donation to the church if you will just say in your eulogy, that my brother Vinny was a saint. And the priest is kind of gulping, because Vinny, like his brother, was a mobster. And the brother's looking at him and gives him that really firm look and said, "And if you don't, Father, I'm sure you understand there will be consequences." And so he left it at that. So the priest was up all night wondering how he was going to manage this situation. And when it came time for the eulogy, within the eulogy, he said, compared to his brother Louis, Vinny was a saint. And in a lot of ways, that idea of who you're standing next to can make you a saint or not. It's really all how we frame it and how we frame one another. And when we can look and see the saint within one another, we do one another a great service. And it's just that willing to see things differently, willing to see people differently, willing to see ourselves differently. So why are there so many saints and so many avatars and so many angels and so many elders and so many prophets and all of these great teachers and people showing us the way? It can get so confusing when they all seem to be pointing different directions. Who do you listen to? And especially now when, lies appear as truth and truth appears as lies, and everybody says they've got the truth and it's all pointing in different directions. We really are being called into developing our discernment. What's our truth? And one of the things is that you can do is to look at where they're pointing and see that depending on where you're standing, they can appear to be pointing different directions and all pointing to the same thing. And so finding those inner truths that, cross all paths, that, appear in one form or another in so many of the different teachings, denominations, practices, spiritual journeys, however you want to phrase that. Asking ourselves, what do I venerate and why? And this is a really valid question, because it speaks to trying to get an eye on what our biases are and what our what our blind spots are. You know, do we venerate the mystic? Do we venerate the disembodied? You know, just because just because you don't have a body doesn't make you a saint or an angel or a god. Channeled information may be excellent or maybe not, and learning to discern what that is. Do you venerate the gadfly? The gadfly is the prophet that speaks truth to power, goes out and proselytizes and you know, is the disruptor, is the showing where things aren't working and calling, you know, policies and policymakers to account. Is it the intercessor that you venerate? These are the gurus and the avatars and the saints that put in a good word for you. You know, if you can't do it yourself and you see someone else's, or see yourself as needing someone else to do it for you, or carry you that extra piece that you can't do yourself, whether you feel it's expanding your faith or doing your healing or whatever. Or is it the guru that's inward pointing, that's pointing you into yourself all the time? You know, go find your own truth. Listen to the still small voice. Is it the guru that's pointing to the way of peace, or the way of passion, or the headless way, or the heartless way, or the homeless way, or the heartfelt way, or the way? Is it the elder? And again, you know, there's no right or wrongs on any of these. It's just noticing what you're noticing. Just because you're old doesn't make you wise, but just because you're not old doesn't make you not wise. And there is wisdom in the ages. There is wisdom that comes with age. Is it the psychic that you venerate? Is it martyrdom that you venerate? Those that have, you know, died for their faith and died for their beliefs. The Catholic Church canonized saints. They didn't have to have 5 miracles associated with them if they were a martyr. Interesting perspective. Personally, I think the whole story of the martyr is one from a paradigm that we're working really hard at letting go. And again, that the gadfly, the scientist, do we venerate the scientist, the guy who has gone out, collected all the data, done all of the analysis, and come up with a truth? Is it the health guru that has all the right answers with respect to the right exercise regime and the right nutritional supplements, et cetera, et cetera? Discernment. Never before have we been called to develop our own personal discernment so loudly and with such a push, with such encouragement, with such vehemence. So our own discernment, what does that mean? That means tapping into the part of you that knows your truth. Asking yourself, am I hearing the voice of God, or am I hearing the voice of ego? Is it love or fear that's speaking? There is only love and a call for love, according to the Course in Miracles. There is only love or fear. So which voice is it? Knowing that creative source energy, unity principle number 1, there is only one great wholeness, and it is all love. So anything else is fear, is illusion, is from the ego. Discerning what those voices are. Head versus heart, or heart versus head. Wholeness or separation. Is this voice coming from a space of love and wholeness, or is it coming from a belief in separation and duality? Is this my truth? And asking ourselves, is this my truth? Is both asking myself, is this my truth, or am I deluding myself? Am I in denial? Or there's also, is this my truth or someone else's truth? My truth, I don't need to push out on everybody else. I can let them have their own truth, and it doesn't have to agree with mine. This is disagreeing in respect. Actions speaking louder than words. the symbol of the bat for Halloween, I think there is such wisdom in that, because that really is relying on a deeper listening, that a bat goes through the darkness with echolocation, listening deeply. And that's listening to movement, listening to actions, as much as sound, or more than sound. Unity principle, wholeness, is principle number 1. And principle number 2 is individuation. So that's that we are a spark of that one divine wholeness. And if these 2 principles are true, if we're living them, if we're embodying them, all of the aspects of who and what we see as saints, as those modeling those things that we aspire to, are within us. They have to be. And those saints, those people that have gone before us, are calling us in that direction, are calling us to remember this truth, to remember our magnificence, to remember our wholeness, to remember our divinity, to remember the Christ within, to see it in ourselves, to see it in one another, to see it in them. They all point to a greater wholeness within. Jesus said, I of myself can do nothing. It is the Christ within me that does everything. The saints all look to that greater wholeness, and they all point to that greater wholeness. And they remind us that we are amongst them. All Saints' Day today, this wonderful day that we get to celebrate and honor all of those teachers, all of those who have gone before us, all of those who are leading the way, all of those who are reaching back, offering a helping hand to support us in our growth. We never have to do it alone. They are there to provide examples, to provide role models, to provide tools, to provide encouragement, support, whatever piece we need, and calling us to come into that aspect of ourselves. If you have the courage, I invite you just to put your name in this image of the I am. I am Saint Sheila. I invite you to put your own name into it. I am Saint Vesna. I am Saint Robin. I am Saint Pat. I am Saint Carolyn. I am Saint Verna. I am Saint Sheena. I am Saint Florine. I am Saint Diane. I am Saint Diane. I am Saint, your name. I am Saint Susan. I am Saint Irene. I am Saint Doreen. I am Saint Sue. And I just invite you to take that in and feel it and hold it. We'll be taking that into meditation in just a moment. And first, advertisement for Day of the Dead and All Souls Day, which is November 2nd, tomorrow. When our hearts turn to honor our ancestors, something changes inside us. Russell Nelson. And honoring our ancestors, if we can see farther, it is because of the shoulders that we are standing on. And that's personally our personal ancestors, but it's also collectively our organizations, Charleston, Myrtle Fillmore, our founding fathers, whatever that looks like. And I invite you to take this whole week and just carry it all the way forward in, the Halloween the equivalent of Epiphany, to next week, the honoring Remembrance Day, and whatever that means to you, just taking it that little bit deeper. So now then, Vesna has a song for us to take us into meditation and coming back to owning the saint within.
Settle back, close your eyes, free your mind. God is calling, that wonderful voice calling, go within, come within, come within. One power, one presence. That love that loves you so much, that wisdom that is there for you to rest into. Come within and be within. All those who have gone before and discovered that unity, that connectedness, that oneness, that wholeness, they are all calling. I invite you now to listen to the voice that you can hear, the one that resonates with you. The one that is calling from your heart. Take this time now to be with that voice. Trusting our heart to guide us. Trusting our heart's discernment. We know that this inner voice, this inner peace, this inner love is here for us all the time. The more we practice it, the deeper it gets. We affirm this, we know this. We open to this. In loving gratitude to all those who have guided us, pointed us in the direction that we need to go, the teachers, for every one of them, we are truly, truly grateful. We celebrate the saint in all, and we draw forth and call forth the saint within ourselves. Amen.
Thank you, Sheila. As always, you always give me something to reflect on, and definitely All Saints Days is not a I don't know if it's a holiday, but it's not a day that I've normally observed. But you've given me reason to do so. So thank you. I really appreciate that. So Unity York Region really wants to thank everyone. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts for your continued support. Because you've been so generous with giving from your hearts and allowing that love to flow through you and the spiritual community, we can continue to serve you and the world. And that allows us to be 100% self-support. We are 100% self-supporting ministry. So again, we appreciate and honor your generosity. Thank you. And if you want to continue to support, there are many ways to do so. It's easier now than it's ever been. You can send us an email to contact@unityyorkregion.com. We have our online giving service. It's through our website or our weekly emails, or you can do the old-fashioned snail mail way with the address that's on the screen. And if we'd like to place our hands on our hearts, and we can affirm our love offering with a blessing. We can recite it together. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. God is my source. Thank you, God.
My gift goes forth on the wings of love, and it lands where it can heal and bless. It returns to me, multiplied 1,000-fold, as the universe says yes, yes, as the universe says yes.
And if we can recite the prayer for protection together. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
And let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
And our go forth blessing by Robin.
We are now surrounded and enfolded by the pure white light of spirit. Nothing but good shall come to us, and only good shall go from us. Go forth in peace, radiant love, and overwhelming joy. Amen.
Amen to that. Have a blessed week, everyone in Facebook land. Thank you for joining us.